Riley Earp's going to Cup Series, man. Who knows? It's just another rumor there coming into silly season.
Come on, man.
I mean, that's word on the street. I mean, top candidate for the third 2311 car. So I think he's a good talent. I think he proved his talent. He's got experience down there in Xfinity. I think he proved his talent there at Indy, and just what a great win for him. That was awesome. But at the end of the day, what's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bane, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, look, we got some NASCAR news to go over tonight. We're going to get a little insight into who I think is going to win the next 4 races. Talking about a little hard right turn. Yeah, we're getting ready, man. The Olympics are going good. We're leading the medal count. As the last time I checked, I don't know, I hadn't been paying that much attention as far as that goes. But, hey, man, USA, baby, that's what I'm talking about. So, getting right into it, man. Going to do the word of the day. If you guys been watching, you know what we do. Lauren's going to throw a word up every time I say it. Going to take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. There's no race to recap, so there's no telling and know where we're headed into exactly this weekend. But hey, man, we're almost there. Fans, we're almost there, man. Bite in. You know, we're almost back to NASCAR racing, baby. So this week's word is going to be, I have no idea, man. So before we get into the NASCAR news, got to give a big shout out. Thinking about somebody, one of my really good buddies out there. Love him to death. You know, he's going through some stuff right now, and hey, man, just to let you know, I'm thinking about you, brother. Love you. Get better. Get together soon. Have a cold beer, man. NASCAR news, man. Corey LaJoie and Spire, we heard about all that. They are done. They are splitting ways at the end of 2024, headed into 2025. Who's going to take over that ride in the 7? I mean, there's a lot of talk in the garage area of a candidate, and it's going to be really interesting to see who actually takes it over. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, they've got a young stable, a couple young drivers there with Zane Smith and Carson Hocevar. They've kind of been on the uppity up over the last couple seasons with the involvement of the next gen. Now, can they take another step forward next year? I think that's the most important thing that we have to watch out for. Again, I think Corey was kind of the veteran there, been around the block a time or two. In my opinion, I don't know who you go get, but you need somebody that's experienced as well, just to kind of keep the stability of the program there. But, I mean, what do I know? Maybe it's all about bringing in the young guns and having young talent. So we'll see what happens there. But at the end of the day, you got to go get the old man. I mean, what the hell? You got to stay with the tried and true, man. So a lot of rumors going around this week too, man. A lot of rumors about Justin Martin Trackhouse over there. Look, you want my honest opinion? It's been a down season for sure for Trackhouse compared to what we came into with the next gen car. You know, Daniel Suarez got that win there at Atlanta, won me some money. I love it. You know, we know he's in those playoffs. Amazing deal there. But you know, the one car as a whole, I don't think the team has quite been where we see competing for wins week in and week out. But rumors going around that Pitbull was selling his charter, you know, his part of the business, this and that. I don't see that going down. Justin Martin shot down all those remarks saying, you know, basically it's some BS, it's some bullshit. So look, I don't see Mr. Worldwide putting the money in and then backing out after a couple of years. I mean, if you're going to put it in, take some time, especially in auto racing, fruits of the labor. They had a really good, you know, freshman year. Sophomore year, you know, here we are, you know, we're in there. It's time, you know, you got to make that investment. But again, expanding next year, so we'll talk about that more in a bit. But awesome deal there, man. So some of the coolest news I found coming out this week, which I like to talk about, was NASCAR allowing lifter systems for the cars to be towed now that when we're in wrecks. So basically the way this works is it's like, you know, lifters are going to be placed there in the rear dampers of the car. So a few inches there to allow them to get up underneath it. We're going to see this come into play at Michigan. Now, again, we're adding a new piece in. Who knows how everything goes? Who knows who's going to get it put together first? But, and I don't really know and understand if this is going to have anything to do with setups and the way they go about it. But at the end of the day, we've seen a lot of bad calls and cars get stuck on the track over the last few years. This is definitely going to help, I feel like, get it cleaned up faster, get them towed back faster without as much damage, which is always good for team ownership. But man, it's going to be interesting to see who does what with these things and see if it does play any mechanical and engineering advantage in the setup of the cars. So it's kind of like a shock absorber, I guess, if you will. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, man. I'm ready for it. So if you haven't yet, man, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media, y'all. Lawrence, LB, the man behind the camera, does all that. I stay out of it, but make sure you follow it, subscribe. I keep an eye on it. We're always commenting. We're always love to hear your guys' opinions. So you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Most importantly, that YouTube. We gained some subscribers in July, man, which I really like. It's going pretty good. We got the Blaney helmet. We're still giving away. When? We don't know yet. We'll come up with something, but make sure you're subscribing for your chance to get this away here very soon. Lawrence is jotting something, so we're going to find out what it is. Hashtag YRB, Young Ryan Blaney for him. There we go. Make sure you hashtag that. Let us know you're a new subscriber. Lawrence's favorite driver. He didn't want to give the helmet away, but we're giving it away. It is a good looking helmet. I think it's probably one of the best helmets. Outside the Larson helmet, this is probably my favorite. Larson helmet is probably my favorite, but outside of that, I like this one for sure. But again, hopefully the more eyes we get on the show, the more we're spreading awareness for the charitable things we do here, not only on Rubbing and Grubbing, but Coach's Corner. So make sure you go subscribe, y'all. So Riley Earp's going to Cup Series, man. Who knows? It's just another rumor there coming into silly season. I mean, that's word on the street. I mean, top candidate for the third 2311 car. So I think he's a good talent. I think he proved his talent. He's got experience down there in Xfinity. I think he proved his talent there at Indy, and just what a great win for him. That was awesome. But at the end of the day, you take the leap into the next gen Cup Series, it's kind of an unknown, right? They're not similar like they used to be in years past, and we've kind of grown out of that for a while now. But at the end of the day, they are extremely different kinds of cars, if you will. So we'll see what he does, man. If that sponsorship follows him as well, I think that's a good move. But at the end of the day, there's a couple other guys out there I think you got to kind of take a look at and try to go lure away. We'll see, man. We got a long way to go. More on this in a bit for sure. So do want to say some congratulations, man, out there to Daniel Suarez and Tyler Reddick, both getting married here over the breaks. Awesome deal for both of them. Big leaps for those young men and, you know, their significant others. So congratulations, and I hope everything works out, man. And may all your ups and downs be in between the sheets, man. That's what I'm talking about, you know. So getting right into that next segment, man, the checkered flag for charity. We know it's been a couple off weeks. We're just going to throw it in there. And Lawrence was feeling generous. He said, hey, man, it's time to throw it in. We're throwing a $20 bill in there, man. I have no idea. Bring this up to like $1,500 on this segment of the show. A little bit higher. Lawrence goes higher. I'm going to have Cooler Full of Joy for everything during the month of August in here, man. So you're going to have a chance to win some really good stuff, really good concerts, as you heard John and Thomas Claxton talking about earlier. I think August is the month when you look at the full lineup, and even a little bit into September there for sure. But August is the month so far. So make sure you're coming out, supporting not only cool tribute bands that we have here at Coach's, but the local business in the Sound Garden. Again, the best music venue to me in Savannah. It's awesome. They do a great job, staff, everything. So make sure you're keeping up with that. Bring some extra money. Donate into that Cooler Full of Joy, man. Let's get this total up for the year. We've got a lot of good causes here to help support in the area and you know, people just in general. So make sure you're coming out, supporting, bring some extra dough, getting those raffles, win some cool stuff, man. So don't really have a who's hot and who's not tonight, y'all. We're going to move on past that. We're going to pause for station identification right here at Coach's Corner Sports Network. Cheers, y'all. So before we get going on a little silly season, got to give a big shout out there to my main man, Parker Eccles, owner-operator over there at Arborman Tree Service. You'll see that number scrolling all night long. Love you to death, brother. Thank you, man, for everything you do for me. Obviously, the best tree service in Savannah. Locally owned, locally operated, fully insured, man. Give him a call. Doesn't matter what it is. He's going to come out, take a look at it. Mention a little rubbing and grubbing. He might even take something off. I have no idea, man, but it's worth a shot. So, again, you'll see that number scrolling on all night long. Arborman Tree Service, Parker Eccles. Give him a call. I love you, brother. So getting into a little silly season, man, and this is something to talk about. I mean, we got some stuff still some big moves coming. We've already had some big moves through the year, so just a little recap and kind of my feels on it. Again, like I said, I think the biggest move of the year is Martin Truex Jr. retiring. Chase Briscoe coming in over to JGR. You're really, I think, going to get to see those talents of what this young man has. I mean, we know he's a winner. We've seen him over there at Stewart-Haas, but I think now you're coming in. You still have the likes of Denny Hamlin over there. Christopher Bell, he's got years under his belt, success under his belt. Just really good equipment, a lot of good people around you. So I think for him, this deal right here is going to be what decides where we go moving forward, right? Like, if Chase Briscoe is the real deal, he goes out, wins some races for JGR, he's going to have a very bright future. If you kind of stall it out, I think with what we have out there that'll become available the next few years, you might lose your chance, man. So we'll see what goes on there, but biggest piece of news is that. And we got to take our hats off to MTJ before the end of the year, too. I mean, he's had great career there, done a lot of good things throughout racing for, sometimes maybe some smaller teams. But I tell you what, the man's put in work, so Hall of Famer for sure. Stewart-Haas sold off those charters again, like we were just talking about, man. It kind of left a mad scramble to grab some talent and grab some charters. We know Front Row, 2311, and Trackhouse locked those down. The one last staying with that Stewart-Haas team. And Cole Custer, making the move back up from Xfinity, moving back into the Cup Series. Again, there's kind of some underlying things that go on there, but at the end of the day, I think it's time for him, the second shot you have for the same organization, which, he's had a great stint down there in Xfinity. The talent, I think, is there. It's just, can you transfer that talent to the Cup Series? And the years at Stewart-Haas are rough on him. Now, I think that if it's the one lone team and we put all our resources in and we focus and we still pump some money in, then yeah, he'll be successful. Without that, I think he's gonna take another step back. And I hate to say it, but 2 shots at the Cup, you miss out. I think that's kind of a wrap for you, man. So, Noah Gragson, man, the problem child, moving into the Front Row over there. I love it. I think it'll be a good fit for him. I think Front Row has proven themselves this year with what they have. Another good, solid season as a team that's still trying to build and still trying to get their footprint in the sport, if you will, as far as like competitive week in and week out. They've been in there a long time, but competitive week in and week out. But they've shown what they're capable of with who they're capable of. I think Noah is a very high talented driver. Again, it takes a few seasons to get acclimated. So again, these younger guys really need to focus on just consistency, good finishes, and if you got a 20-place car, finish 19th. If we do this week in and week out, we don't race cars, kind of build, those little footstones and pebbles that build the roadway. So we'll see what happens, man, for sure. Again, as I said, Corey and Spire splitting ways at the end of the year, man. It's going to be crazy. It's something that's totally different. Again, you're going to see Corey LaJoie moving on from Spire. Now, who fills that seat? There's been some rumors around who does. I'm not going to say who I think will. Again, I said I think they need somewhat of a veteran driver there that's had some time in the Cup Series in the next-gen car, which is kind of hard-pressed to find. But, again, you need a guy there to kind of set that stable at a consistency. So, we'll see what goes on. We'll see where Corey lands as well. I mean, I know a couple things out there. College racing's been one, and where Rick Ware Motorsports has been one. I don't want to see him do that. I also don't think it's going to be healthy for him to take a step back into Xfinity full time. I don't know. It's kind of a rock and a hard place. Spire was kind of at home for him. I mean, we're going to see where it goes and where that career takes him. I wish him nothing but the best. I really want to see the best for him. But at the end of the day, we'll see where he lands and who fills the shoes over there at Spire. So a lot of moving pieces, man. Again, we still got a lot of season left to go. I mean, we still have 14 races left, you guys. It's going to be an amazing year. I mean, I really say that. The playoff bubble coming in these last 4 are awesome. You got 4 totally different style racetracks coming into it. Some guys are better at others than the other guys that we're talking about, which we're going to get into. But going to be a great year, man. And silly season, again, we still have a lot of moving parts to go over. Things can change in a heartbeat. So we'll see what happens and what comes up. But going to be a good year, man, for sure. All right, man. So getting into these next 4, and kind of fill it in, I'm going to give you where I'm at. I'm going to pick the winners for these next 4 races, okay? And some of it might blow your mind, some of it might not. I mean, obviously, we're going to have 2 guys in there, I think, that are definitely contenders at a couple of these places that we go. And maybe I'm off in the exact order, but I'm going to bet at least, I bet 50-50. I bet 50-50. I at least get 2 of these 4 right. That's what I'm hoping for. So we'll open up with Richmond, man. Richmond, I got to take the 11 this time. I got to take Denny Hamlin. You know, it's a home track. It's not Martinsville. We know that, but it's a home track. He's going to run good there. I feel like he's going to bring the best equipment. That's a shot to get another win. So as soon as we open back up, I'm taking Denny Hamlin to win that first race back. All right, that's just me. Michigan, this is where it's going to kind of blow your mind a little bit here. We all know it's a Ford track. Yeah, Lawrence is drawing a number, right? I know. We all know it's a Ford track, okay? We all know that it's going to come down. They're going to bring the best stuff. They've been hot, I mean, all summer, really. They've been, let's say, mid-June. I mean, once Ryan Blaney started winning, Ford kind of heated it up for sure. They're doing really good. But I'm not taking a Ford at Michigan. I'm not. I'm taking the 5 of Kyle Larson. I'm taking Larson at Michigan. I'm taking the Hendrick Chevrolet there to run, have the horsepower. Again, I think it fit him at Ganassi. It's fit him since he's been there. I'll take Michigan. Lawrence is drawing. Let's see, $5 bet. $5 bet. Anybody taking? Let's see. All right, $5 bet that Ford wins Michigan. So if any of you guys out there think Ford's gonna win at Michigan, all right, there you go. You mark it up. We'll take it. I'll take, I don't know, first 10 guys. We'll go $50 in. Again, I'll pay it out. Doesn't matter what it is. But if I win, you guys got to pay it back and donate it into charity. So there again, I'm taking the 5 at Michigan, non-Ford driver. There we go. But getting into Daytona, which we know is not the cutoff race for the play, or for the regular season any longer, which I love. I think NASCAR needs to keep this. I swear to God, like at least put it in the driver's hands. We talked about it last week. The crew's hands, not last man standing survival type race. All right, I'll take Ryan Blaney at Daytona. There we go. I got him in there. I mean, these guys. I mean, Larson, we know what he did. He won Indy. Blaney there, he's been hot all year. I think they come back even stronger. I don't think he gets it done at Michigan, but hopefully maybe he gets it done at Daytona. Again, I think, I had him too. I talked about him, Lawrence, the 6 car. I did have him earlier, but I just don't think they're there. I don't think they're there at Daytona. I think Ryan Blaney comes out and gets that win there. Now, Darlington, this is a different entity here, man, and it really is. I mean, I think I can name 3 guys I really feel like are going to run very good at Darlington, and it's 3 guys, and 1 that I haven't mentioned yet, but 2 of the others I have. All right, and it's just the way I feel. All right, so I'll take Kyle Larson again. Out of the next 4 races, Kyle Larson wins 2. Like I said, I might not be 100% right, but I'll take 50-50. I'll take 50-50 for sure, okay? Lawrence says Daytona first-time winner. Lawrence says somebody at Daytona will be a first-time winner. I don't feel that way. I think that these guys are going to play it a little bit safer. It's a nighttime race. It does get wild. A lot of guys are going to go for the gusto. We know that. But I think Ryan Blaney and a few other regulars have proven their way. They figured out a really good way to run the race and not get caught up in it. Oh man, Lawrence even went deeper and said Corey LaJoy. All right, okay, well, we might be throwing some money on Corey LaJoy, baby. Yeah, he did sign the flag, but Larson being the only repeat winner again at Darlington, but I'll give you 2 other guys, and then another guy that I hadn't mentioned I think can really go out and win that, and that's the 45 of Tyler Reddick. All right, I feel like Tyler Reddick can go out and win Darlington. So 11, obviously we know the track record there for Denny Hamlin, but at the end of the day, those are my 4 guys I'm taking. I'm taking Larson to win 2, 50-50. All right, I'm at least going to hit 500 on this, I hope. We're going to see. I mean, I've been wrong a lot this year, but we're going to see. Those are mine, man. So getting into the playoff bubble, again, man, I think this is going to be an awesome playoff bubble watch. I mean, you got some guys there First-time winners come into play, like Lawrence just mentioned at Daytona. If another guy wins a race at the first-time winner, could really jostle it up. Bubba is right outside of that line behind Ross Chastain. Again, it is, at Darlington. It's going to be amazing. You head into Atlanta Motor Speedway being that first playoff race. I think Darlington is going to be the make or break. I think honestly, a lot can change up. With Daytona being in that mix, okay, you got 4 different style racetracks, Daytona being in that mix. Let's say, Bubba's outside looking in. I think Bubba gets in. That's just me. Now, does Ty Gibbs fall out? Do we have a first-time winner somewhere that kind of bumps it down? I mean, what are we going to run into that comes up in the next 4 races going to dictate it? But I say going into Daytona for the bubble is going to be more important than what goes on at Darlington, because I feel like when we get to Darlington, we're going to kind of have those drivers set, and there's going to be 1 or 2 guys that are going to have to go out, and you've got to win. I think that if Trackhouse comes out hot and Bubba has a couple bad runs, let's be honest, it can happen, or vice versa. It's going to shift dramatically. So, again, I think Bubba gets in. I think if we have first-time winner, it shakes it up. But it's going to be a really good playoff race, and I love it being at Darlington compared to Daytona, because at least if you do have a bad run at Daytona, coming in at Darlington, it's like we got to win, right? Like if you're that far out, we got to win. So at least we know what you have to do. I love it. I think it's awesome. Going to be a good show. I think NASCAR should keep it this way. Daytona is awesome. Move it back to July 4th. If you want my honest opinion, move it back to that weekend. Move something else around. Make a NASCAR staple, especially the Southern 500 being a cutoff race. Add some more importance to the history of the track and the importance of that race. I love it. So, that's going to do it for, pretty much that segment, man. We're going to pause one last time. Station identification, Coach's Corner Sports Network, rubbing and grubbing, live right here. Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, baby. The NASCAR Mecca. I mean, this is where you go on Sundays to watch NASCAR. August 11th, we're coming back. Richmond, going to be a good one, man. Got to watch it. Lawrence brings up a good point, which me and Lawrence are going to have to take a personal bet on this one. I say he does not. He threw up the sign, will Kyle Busch win this year? And I hate that, because I just won some stuff from him, and it is very good stuff. I will promise you guys that. $50 between me and Lawrence. Okay, I like it. $50 between me and Lawrence. Lawrence says he will. I say he won't. We do have a really cool shirt, and I'm telling you guys, it's a limited edition. It is a really cool racing shirt. We are going to give away 3 Chai. I won that. I got it. Great product. The other products I'm keeping, I'm letting you guys know that. But the Kyle Busch shirt, I feel like it needs to go to a fan. Okay, like I'm going to bring it up next week. I meant to bring it this week. It needs to go to somebody that loves Kyle Busch. We know Sean Hurd loves Kyle Busch, but that's because he said he had the sweetest chocolate ever known to man, which, I mean, I don't know about that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to bring it up. I feel like it needs to go to a Kyle Busch fan. It is a really cool shirt. So we're going to do something, a little short giveaway here over the next couple weeks. We'll talk about that next week, but that 3 Chai Kyle Busch shirt will go away. It is already locked in large. It is my size, so if you don't want to participate for a large shirt, I get it. But we're going to have a little contest over the next couple races, which we'll talk about next week, man. So getting into that hard right turn, but before we do, got to give a big shout out. Lamar over there at Lamar's Body Shop, the man, the myth, the legend. 35 plus years taking care of all of Savannah's auto collision needs, the best in the business, man. They do not cut corners. They don't fade the funk with you. They are busy, busy men over there, man. And I tell you what, I went by and swung by and talked to Lamar, and they've got some really nice vehicles in that lot. So they do good work. There is one car in there I would love to just go for a ride in. I don't know who owns it, but please take me for a ride. If you own the Audi up there at Lamar's Body Shop right now, let me just go for a ride with you, because I'd like to take a ride in that one. But at the end of the day, man, these guys are the best in the business. Like I said, 2301 Skidaway Road, hop, skip, and a jump away from Coach's. Kind of a win-win. You come down, you eat lunch, you go back, It's like, hey, man, we got you squared up. This is what it is. These guys, again, doesn't matter what it is. Auto collision repair, need some parts replaced, paint job. Make sure you go see Lamar, man, up there at Lamar's Body Shop, 2301. You'll see that number scrolling as well. Lamar, I love you, brother. Breakfast on me when I see you next time, okay? Breakfast is on me, man. So getting into the hard right turn, and is it time for a change of pace in NASCAR, man? Do we need to slow it down is what I'm getting back. Let's get back to some old school, man. Or are we okay with the direction we're moving in the new school? So this is the one crazy thing that I like to talk about, and I really hadn't talked in depth about it, about NASCAR. But when I talk to people that watch NASCAR and have been NASCAR fans even longer than me, or maybe a shorter period of time than me, NASCAR has got to be the most fine balanced sport. Like, there's a fine line that you have to balance in NASCAR that I feel like you don't have to in other sports, right? Like, all right, let's say football. All right, yeah, we got a new school and old school, but the game takes care of that itself, right? Like, the way the athletes come in and they're trained, is it faster? Is it more throwing, passing than rushing? Is it the way defense is played? Is it speed or size? I mean, this all comes into thing, but it naturally progresses in other sports. In NASCAR, without NASCAR making a decision, it doesn't change. Or without team ownership, it doesn't change. So over the years, man, it's changed so much, and I want it to slow down a little bit. Let's go back a little more old school. Let's bring back some older tracks in NASCAR. The Rock is one I definitely want to see. Even if we don't Cup Series race there full time, I want to see it there for other series. It's just historic. It's an awesome racetrack. It's unique. There's other racetracks. Let's bring it back. Let's do some things like, let's bring back true traditional single car qualifying. You know what I mean? Like Group A and Group B, and then the top 10 running, fastest. Let's do away with all that, 1 through 42. Let's go out, let's have an hour practice before qualifying. You qualify, and then let's have an hour practice after that, right? Like 2 hours, all right? It's not 3 times a week, 2 hours at a time, this, that, yada, yada. But at least it gives these teams, some of the best drivers in the world and some of the smartest engineers technologically on race cars in the world, chances and opportunities to go out and set a car up for the race, all right? That's what it honestly does. Like, you get some drive time in, the driver gets a feel for it, you can relay information, we set the car up. I think it's going to make better for racing. I think now with the equipment that we have, we've already tightened the field enough. Now it's time we need to cut it loose a little bit, let go of the reins, let some of these teams get some things figured out, and separate some of that speed. I still think it's going to be closer than we've ever seen. I think that the fine line that we're trying to mix between old school and new school is the finest we've ever seen. I mean, you have to always continuously move forward, but at the same time, you still have to keep the history of the sport, especially in NASCAR, same way as any sport. So I think what we're doing now is that we're walking a tightrope. NASCAR, to me, we need to slow down. We need to take it back. Again, 2 1-hour-long practices, one whenever, a day before we qualify or whenever you want to do it, and then that happy hour that we grew so accustomed to coming back into, kind of getting that last car dialed in for the race on Sunday. And again, I think we're limited on the changes you can make in wholesale and what you do with the car we have now compared to 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, right? It's totally different. So we can't go into the garage and change all these things. We can do things, but it's time to get back on the racetrack with the driver and not simulation. We're trying to set these cars up based due to data and simulation. That's it. So that's just my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys think. We need to rewind the clock, slow it down a little bit, grow, but grow at a nice slow pace, man. Get the root system strong. Let's get the roots back. Let's get the root system strong again, the fan base strong, and go from there. Because if you move too fast, you lose the diehards, the guys that are tuning in every single Sunday, my age demographic that grew up watching NASCAR, maybe even a little bit past me, but grew up and are diehard, love it, support it, compared to some of these guys that are trying to get in the sport. So, again, give the diehards and the loyalty fans, the fans that are there and been watching for 30 years, some leeway, and then build your brand. So that's going to wrap it up for the rubbin'. We're on to the grubbin', man. And I just went with one of my favorites. I've been craving this burger for a while. So I came in. I didn't go super hard. I didn't go grand slam. I did just go home run tonight. But, with the Olympics going on, USA absolutely murdering it right now in the medal lead. We got to keep it going. USA all day. What's more American than just a good old-fashioned cheeseburger, man? So I throw it up there. Man, homemade chips. These things are amazing. I'm not going to chew one up because I'm getting ready to get off. I'm getting ready to get into it. But again, if you haven't yet, man, you guys been living under rocks, incarcerated, haven't been able to get back something. I don't know, man. Different planet. But you got to come up to Coach's, get some of these eats. These bad boys do it any way you like it for the most part, man, as long as it is within reasonable needs. Great staff in the kitchen, great waiter and waitress staff, bartenders, everything's amazing here at Coach's, man. So make sure you guys come out here to Coach's Corner, grab something to eat, grab some cold beer, nice little drink, good hangout with the fellas or the girlfriends after work on a long day. Come out and show out, man. That's what it's all about. Coach's Corner, Thunderbolt, Georgia, baby. The center of the universe, man. So Coach is not doing it tonight, laying low, doing his thing. Hey, man, I love Demasi. If you haven't yet, make sure you go out, like, share, follow that YouTube channel, Coach Carl Demasi Sports Report. It is blowing up. He had a really good show this past week. I watched a little bit of it on YouTube, a little bit of it live. He does a great job, man. If you want to talk about a guru that knows his stuff, local area, who's hot, who's not, it's Coach Carl Demasi, baby. And he's going to get you always kept up on the Braves and Major League Baseball. We were just talking baseball a little bit before I came up. We're doing good. We're not out of it. We went from 9 to 6 back. Hey, man, we got to get hot at the right time. I think the roles are reversed this year. I'm going to call it. Roles are reversed this year. Towards the end of the season, you're going to see the Braves crank it up, baby. We are coming in for it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it big time, man. Oh, yeah, we got old Solier back, man. Doing big things. A foreign player coming right back up to the Braves. Anybody knows Braves. We don't trade and go get those big names. Chris Sale is about the biggest name you've seen in a long time. Go out and actually acquire. We farm them, baby. And I think, like I said, Braves are going to get hot at the right time. We're going to get within striking distance. Come about the end of August. Yeah, we're going to be chopping hard, man. So, love it. We need it in the middle of August, honestly. But we start middle of August. Middle of August. That's it. Middle of August, they're on. We get it hot. We keep it rolling, baby. But thank you guys for tuning in to Rubbin' and Grubbin'. I appreciate all the support, man. Like I say, like, share, follow that social. Get on YouTube, man. Subscribe. Tell your grandma. Tell anybody, man. Just subscribe. That's all it's about. What's that? And comment. Hashtag YRB if you want the helmet, man. Get in, let us know you're watching. But at the end of the day, we're out. I'm not going to do an outro this week. It's been a really good week for me, man. At the end of the day, stay positive, my friends, no matter what it is you're going through in life. Find your friend, find a family member, talk it out, man. Find something that makes you smile. That's what it's all about. Treat the next man like you treat your kids, like your family. Love them to death, man. Do anything you can for them. That's what life's all about. If we're kinder humans, the better this life gets, man. And the more smiles we see, baby. So I'm going to drink this Bud Light. I'm going to get a bigger smile on my face as well. And, hey, parents out there, you might as well go ahead and get rowdy. It's the last little freedom you got because the kids go back to school tomorrow, man. So happy first day to all the young fans out there watching. Get a good night's sleep and go kick ass in school tomorrow, man. Love y'all.